My Aunt Murphy died in 2014 or 2015. It was 2015, and anyone that knows me knows that me and Aunt Murph, we were ride or die, and she jumped into a wheat thresher, um, or she fell in, or she was pushed. I mean, it could have been any of the three because she was, suicidal and clumsy as fuck, and everyone hated her. But she left me $15,000, and I was like, "Okay, Aunt Murph, what do you want me to do with this money? I'm a musician. It just seemed obvious, I guess, after I thought about it for a while, that what she wants me to do is do a shot-for-shot remake of our favorite film, the 1994 horror thriller classic, The Crow." What do I need to make this happen? I need a cast. That's easy enough. I'm just gonna tap all my friends like I usually do. It's gonna be fine. That'll work itself out. I need a cameraman. Josh Metz. Obviously, he's not fucking doing anything. He'll just say, "Come over, bring your camera." Uh, I need a director. Is Josh gonna do that? No.
I've directed a dozen films. I studied film at Columbia University. I have a dozen credits under my belt. I don't know why he didn't ask me to direct in the first place. But in hindsight, I wish he hadn't, because the whole thing turned into a shit show.
Working with Josh Metz, that's a fucking shit show. Yeah, no fucking way. He's always smooth sailing and organized, and everybody's on time. It's all lovey-dovey, smiles and fucking rainbows. Not for this movie, man. I want people to really, hate each other. It's gotta be fucking gritty and raw and real and fucking angry and vicious, I need someone with zero fucking experience. I want this to be completely unsafe. I'm like fucking Barry Bizarre, man. He's a fucking legend in this business. He's a great drummer. He can do fucking 10-13 polymeter 6/8 jazzy time signatures and shit, bebop stuff. Fucking Kubrick can't do that. If you can direct a shit hot beat, you can direct my movie.
I mean, the only problem with Johnny is that his mind is a dumpster fire, and all his ideas are terrible. Fuck no, I'm not directing a remake of The Crow starring Johnny Travant. That is the worst idea I've ever heard.
So obviously it wasn't Johnny's first choice. But he said I was stuck with the job. There's no one else to do it. I said, I'm not going to do this. It's unethical for me to take another artist's intellectual property and try to make it my own. It's just not right. He said, I'll pay you $3,000. I said, when do we start? Then he said, hey, we have 12 grand left over to make the whole thing shot for shot. I said, that's a tight budget. You've got the pre-production, production costs like camera rental, all that, and post-production to worry about. He said, figure it out, do the math. So I did. I got it done for under 12 grand. Calls me up, says, hey, I got the coat from The Crow for 9 grand. So I got my salary up front, shot with my own camera, fuck it.
No, it's not just any jacket. This is the original coat. This is the coat from The Crow that Gary Sinise wore in the movie.
Gary Sinise wasn't in The Crow.
Yes, he was. He was Eric Draven. It's my favorite movie. I think I know what I'm talking about.
No. That was Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah, Brandon Lee.
From The Hangover?
What?
The fucking nerdy dentist dude who pulls out his tooth?
No, man, that's Ed Helms.
What?
You're thinking of Ed Helms, yeah.
No, that was Brandon Lee.
Dude, Brandon Lee died in the making of The Crow.
The Crow died?
Well, not The Crow, but like the actor, yeah.
No, he didn't. He was in Forrest Gump. All right, you got Gary Sinise, Eric Draven, and you got Brandon Lee from The fucking Office. It's Gary Sinise, okay? Johnny Travant 1, those fucking dickbags that ruined my movie, 0.
So I've worked with Johnny on a few projects before. None of them have been any good. I mean, he usually comes up with some dumbass request, and that's kind of just par for the course with him. So he told me, I want you to play Fun Boy, but in order to play Fun Boy, you need to start doing heroin. No. No, Johnny.
Yeah, some people are professionals. Some people are going to go the extra mile. Ranger Mike is a fucking cocksucker. That's my fucking Yelp review on Ranger Mike. He can eat shit. All right? He says he's a fucking park ranger. Guess what? Not a fucking park ranger. He's not. He's just got a beard and like a funny hat.
I've told him 1,000 times I am not a park ranger. I mean, I like Johnny and all, but the dude's an idiot.
He's just totally unprofessional is what it is. He didn't want to shoot up actual heroin with a dirty syringe I found in the dumpster outside Long John's. I said Jonathan Taylor Thomas would have done it. And guess what? You're fired, man. I'll just replace you with special effects. Take me 2 seconds. Morphine is bad for you. Your kid lives outside. Go make her some eggs.
Johnny's remake of The Crow was the worst clusterfuck I have ever been a part of. First of all, the casting, all wrong. He wanted me to play the role of Tintin. I'm like, Tintin is black. And he goes, oh, well, we'll just use makeup. Well, that's blackface, Johnny!
Well, yeah, I mean, what's the big deal?
Wow, it's offensive
Yeah, but to who?
to black people.
Morgan Freeman does it in like almost every single movie he's in, and no one ever says shit about that.
Morgan Freeman is a black man.
If he's a black man, then why does he need makeup to look black?
He doesn't need makeup to look black. He's black.
He wasn't black in Pulp Fiction. He wasn't black in The Piano.
He wasn't in either of those movies.
No, yes, he was. He won an Oscar for The Piano, and then in Pulp Fiction, he helps him clean up Marvin's brains in the back of the car. It's the wolf.
That was Harvey Keitel.
So Johnny says, let's compromise. We'll turn the character of Tintin into Whitebird. And Whitebird is a werewolf. And Whitebird's boss is Michael J. Fox's character from Teen Wolf.
Josh, I'll explain it. Okay, may I? Okay, all right. So here, T-Bird. All right, and here we've got Scott Howard, the Teen Wolf from Teen Wolf. You may notice, same actor. No! Same actor! All right, here we got Tintin or Whitebird, and down here, Tintin or Whitebird, okay? Right here, Stiles Stilinski, the Wolf Buddy. Again, as you can see, same actor. Obviously, The Crow and Teen Wolf are in the same universe. And not only are they in the same universe, The Crow is like a second sequel to the original Teen Wolf, where we get to finally see what happened to the Teen Wolf. He turned into T-Bird, the unrepentant serial arsonist, rapist, murderer, devil worshiper.
Murderer! I didn't fucking murder nobody, man! I don't fucking know you, man! What the fuck you even want, man?
I want you to tell me a story. A man and a woman in a loft a year ago.
You're out of your fucking mind, man!
Liar! I'm sure you'll remember.
Spit all over me, man.
You killed them on Halloween.
It's fucking dumb, Johnny.
What? It's fine, right?
Cut. I want to introduce you to a couple friends of mine. We never miss.
Was that good?
I fucking hit you, Johnny.
How was it? Can't rain all the time.
It looked like shit. Johnny's writing was shit. The casting was shit. The whole production was shit. You know, Johnny didn't look scary. He looked like a morbidly obese juggalo. This has been, by far, the most embarrassing project I've ever been a part of. I used to pose nude for cakes.
I got trouble. One of my crew got himself perished.
Yeah, well, who might that be?
Whitebird. Someone stuck his blades in all his major organs in alphabetical order.
Well, gentlemen, by all means, let's have an introspective moment of silence for poor old Whitebird. Oh, fuck!
Oh, shit!
Oh,
Shit!
Oh my god!
What's going on?
Johnny, what was in this shit?
Dude, it's vitamin C powder and a little bit of powdered sugar and like 4 or 5 crushed up light bulbs and some ant poison.
Crushed light bulbs, Johnny! You're gonna kill him!
It's gotta be authentic. You get nosebleed from doing cocaine.
Oh my god!
Can't rain all the time, never.
See, this is the thing that nobody understands about Johnny, okay? This dude is so ahead of his time. He's doing shit that no one's even thinking about, you know what I mean? Like, he just sees things from different angles and perspectives and shit. It's crazy.
Judah's like the only one that was totally down with my Crow remake, like from the fucking jump. Everybody else, they're totally ready to like, yeah, they want a piece of the glory or whatever. They want a piece of the action, but like, if they have to look stupid, they're not gonna do it.
Yeah, like they want to be stars, but their hearts, they're not in it. You know what I mean? I got just as much shit as he did for this.
You know, Officer Albrecht, it was the little things that used to mean so much to Shelley. I used to think they were kind of trivial. Believe me, nothing is trivial. So when you've had a long day out there enforcing the law, you come home and your glutes are sore. You gotta slap some icy hot on them bad boys.
God, Johnny, what the fuck? Why are you bringing icy hot into this?
Dude, you know what? This is not a perfect world. I'm like, I want to be punk rock all the way, but we gotta have a sponsor. Okay?
No, we don't even have a sponsor.
Well, no, not with that fucking attitude, we don't.
So Judah's playing the part of...
It's Officer Albrecht, the Ernie Hudson role.
Right. Don't you think Judah's a little weird looking to play Officer Albrecht? I mean, no offense, Judah.
Fuck you, man.
It's just
He's
that...
an actor. Actors play parts, you know? What do you want?
Well, I mean, like, he's got this spooky mama thing going on, and I just feel like, you know, Officer Albrecht is kind of a clean-cut individual.
So I can't play clean cut? I can't play Family Man? Like, why do I gotta be the spooky one? I don't get it.
Yeah.
No, man. I mean, you just don't look like it.
Wait. I see what you're doing. You want me to be Tony Todd? Because Tony Todd black.
That's right.
That's what you want me to do.
Ernie Hudson's black.
The fuck he is? That's makeup, man.
Dude, he was white in Twister.
Yeah, he was white in Titanic when he was a scientist, and he was white in Apollo 13. What the fuck? Come on.
That's Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton's a white man. Ernie Hudson's black.
Shut up.
I don't think so.
Johnny kept adding these really stupid elements to the script. Shit that wasn't even in the movie. Something about werewolves and fucking, you know, teen wolves and shit. I don't know. He was adamant about it, so we had to all go along with it. I managed to actually get a trained crow for this. But he said, no, we have to use a robotic crow. That is Eric Draven's main primary weapon.
Shit on me! Shit on me! What the fuck?
He commands the crow. Eric Draven is a magical bird commander, and all of his enemies are teen wolves. It's obvious.
That dumbass crow ended up being the last straw for half the cast. Fuck that crow.
Fuck that crow. Seriously, fuck that crow.
Oh man, you know. Fuck that crow.
Eric?
Can't rain all the time.
What the fuck are you supposed to be, man?
Menacingly with the crow, I'm your passenger. Drive.
Victims. Aren't we all?
That bird is the heart and soul of this movie. It's called The Crow. It's not called The Mime. It's not called Gary Sinise's Spooky Night. It's called The Crow. So I think the crow is probably important to the movie, and you don't need to be a dramaturgist or whatever to figure that one out.
Fucking bird. I mean, it might have been passable if he would have let us use actual crow sounds, since the rest of the movie looked like shit. But he kept insisting that real crow sounds do not sound nearly as good as Judah.
Judah McQueen is like a human sound bank. He's the best impressionist that ever lived. He's the Eleanor Roosevelt of pretending to be a bird.
This whole production was a train wreck from the beginning. Libby, my fiance, she's so embarrassed that she won't even return my calls. Leo's parents took her away when she found out that people were snorting broken light bulbs. And to replace her, Johnny insisted we cast Judah.
Somebody already bought me my dinner. The pigs, nigga.
Johnny, this isn't gonna fucking work.
Oh my god, that was fucking beautiful. You got the job.
Judah,
you got the fucking part. That's awesome.
Are you kidding me? He doesn't even sound like the fucking kid from the movie.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Josh.
Oh my god, you're right. Fuck you, Josh, man. You've got it. We don't.
Yeah, fuck Josh.
Oh my god.
Fuck Josh.
Yeah. Judah. That's amazing. You're like a little girl on the inside.
Johnny kept getting crazier and crazier as the film went on. He wasn't sleeping, he wasn't eating, he was just going out of his mind.
And we got up on the morning of the final scene so we could climb up this old church so Johnny can throw this robotic bird at Nibby's stunt double. Then Johnny has this theory.
Fucking, he calls me up and he says, can you find anyone to have an unsimulated sex scene? I said, dude, you're fucking gross, man. Like, have you looked in a mirror lately? I don't think so.
Okay, so he can't have sex with Shelley because she's dead. But he's still been dead a long time, and it's till death do us part. And I don't think it would be out of the question that Eric Draven would want to sniffle out some strange sliz or something, and maybe put a little something down before he goes back in the ground. I think Shelley would have wanted it that way. She just wants for him to be happy.
And then, I asked around, nobody, again, look at him. I was really hard up, I had a ketamine addiction at the time, so I needed them cash, and I said, if you want to fuck me in a wig or something, I'm down.
That was it. That was the last straw for me. I said, I'm not going to be a part of this anymore. I quit.
So I said, all right, let's compromise. If he can't have sex, if that's totally out of the question, okay. But can we have this character building moment where he takes a reprieve from his bloody revenge quest to, think about life and existence and just jack off in an abandoned gas station?
And I told him, don't contact me for any more creative projects ever again.
Yeah, it was just one of those things, like this dude had an idea, he had a vision, and his friends didn't get behind it. I know how that feels. I relate because I'm the same way. I come up with something, niggas don't get it, and then Johnny just goes with it anyway. It's just
it's like they wanted to run the fucking show.
Yeah, basically. It's respect the process.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we decided we were gonna just try to shoot it ourselves. So we go to that. We couldn't find an abandoned gas station that we could get into, and so we were just gonna go to that. What is it off 30? And is it in Valpo? Hobart, whatever. Yeah. It's past the mall, and it's busy as hell. But we just figured if we went there late enough, it would seem abandoned. So we got there, it was pretty busy. We waited for a little while for it to empty, and Judah's just dude, Eric Draven wouldn't care if there were people around.
He wouldn't.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, man, Johnny got arrested.
It's fucking bullshit. I barely got my dick out.
Yeah, I know. It was like 2 inches of shaft meat and like a little bit of pube mess situation. And they called the cops for that.
It's fucking nonsense. It's ponderous.
It's bullshit. They would never do this at a Waffle House or like a Denny's or something.
You know, fuck that Speedway. Boycott that fucking Speedway. They ruined my movie. I'm glad you're making this retrospective or whatever so that everyone that was involved at least has something to show for it. You know, so that we can kind of bring it out into the light a little bit. So much great art is impermanent. Like, there's probably someone out there on their knees, like, putting down the Mona Lisa in just, like, sidewalk chalk. And people walk by and they spit on her and they scuff her beautiful face, and maybe some people don't even notice that she's there, or maybe some people notice but they don't give a shit, and then she just, like, slowly disappears. But the artist still uses chalk, and they still use sidewalks, because maybe all those scuffs and the spit and the garbage and the way that people just sort of trample over it without a second thought is a part of the art itself. And maybe that's the statement, or it's a part of what the artist wants to communicate or whatever. So maybe I don't beat myself up that my magnum opus was a complete disaster, and maybe I'm just glad that I got to be there. That people got to be there to see my art and to scuff it and spit on it and, you know, watch it disappear. So, I mean, I'm disappointed, but honestly, I have no regrets. None. Although, I guess, looking back, it does kind of seem like I got this crow face tattooed on for no reason.
I've been to hell, and I've swam the lake of fire. I've heard the Prince of Darkness scream. They called me a loser, and I guess that they were right. 'Cause in hell you never realize your dream. If there's a God up in heaven, on a shining gilded throne, I'll raise my glass to his destruction, and I'll be laughing when the devil calls me home. Yeah, I'll be laughing when the devil calls me home. All the girls in hell, they are beautiful and mean, moaning as their slither skin is singed. Torture me with fire for the sins of my past life, and they laugh until your mind becomes unhinged. If there's a God up in heaven, shining gilded throne, I'll raise my glass to his destruction,